So I literally just got home and I'm leaving in 20 minutes. I'm gonna get as much done as possible. My car, I don't know if you can see this or not, is so filthy and disgusting. Like, this thing is, it's a wreck. This poor car, look at this. Need of a serious bath. Then in this corner we have the almost completed VR6. I said today I was probably gonna go to Greg's house and grab the power steering pump and pulley that I didn't have in the bolts, but he doesn't have them either, so I'm kind of out of luck with that. I need to order one, and I'll probably grab a lightweight power steering pump and pulley and saving some power there. So along with ordering the power steering pump and pulley today, I'm also gonna order a brand new set of O-rings for the fuel injectors. Yesterday we primed our fuel rail. This has been sitting overnight, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a layer of black on this before I leave, and then when I get back home we'll finish it up. And then yesterday, the craziest thing happened. I said my clutch was supposed to be here on Tuesday of this coming up week. It actually was delivered yesterday, and I didn't find out until I went outside at like 10 o'clock at night. There's a package on the front porch, which is right there. Clutch. So since we can't do the power steering pump yet or the injectors, tonight we'll do the clutch and the flywheel. There we go. Now our old, ugly fuel rail looking much, much better. A little bit of paint goes a long, long way. We're gonna let that dry. I'll see you guys in a few hours. We're gonna watch the new Venom movie, and then we'll get back to this car stuff. And we are back. Venom was dope. I really didn't know what to expect for the movie, but I thought it was pretty cool. I kind of want my own Venom. It was pretty dope. So now we get back to work on little Miley here, getting stuff ready. Our fuel rail here is looking fantastic, and if this one clear on it, and this will be done. So I'm sure, actually, I am more than sure that when you guys know about the title, but when I show you guys this clutch, I'm gonna get some crap for it, which is fine, it's my car. But there's a good reason behind it. Not that more expensive clutches are not good, but for my car, I'm not gonna be racing this car. I'm not gonna be beating the living crap out of the clutch. I'm not gonna need some super high up clutch. Now the clutch I got is still rated to 300 horsepower, which is way above my car is gonna be at. I'm hoping it's gonna be somewhere around 200 wheel horsepower. Whether we make it there or not, I don't quite know, but the clutch I got is rated for 100 plus. Higher than that, I should have no issues. I also ran an eBay clutch back in my 2.0, which is still an engine, it's still perfectly fine. I replaced that clutch in 2012, and now I pulled the engine out in 2018, so 6 years later, not a single problem, and I was able to rip on that car more than enough times. I had zero issues ever. So I believe eBay clutches aren't bad if you don't exceed what they're rated to. And I'm a big believer. I watch so many videos before I get any part. I watch countless videos on review, how people like it, what it breaks, it doesn't break, this and that. I watch so many videos on eBay clutches, and everyone says the same thing. If you're not going past its limit, they had no problems. Even people who got them and put them in like drag cars, not like drag car, but like cars that took the drag strip who had like maybe like 400 horsepower, 400 horsepower. If you're not passing the limit of what the clutch is rated to, they had no problems. Even people who didn't even break the clutch in and just put it in the car and just ripped right away had no issues. Now, granted, there are always exceptions. I could have this clutch right here, I could put it in the car, and it could be junk from day one. Who knows? But for the price I paid for the clutch, what it's rated to, and I got a lightweight chromoly flywheel with it, the price point was just too good to pass up. So I will be the guinea pig for you guys. I'm gonna test out this clutch, let you guys know if it's good, if it's bad, is it noisy, does it suck completely, did I ruin my car? I don't know, we'll find out. But for the most part, my experience so far with eBay clutches, I've had no issue with them, so I don't think this will be a problem. And it was a great price point with a lightweight flywheel, a clutch kit, a pressure plate, the entire thing for like $160, I think it was. Super good price. I didn't want to spend crazy amount of money for a clutch that was maybe name brand for $300-400 bucks. But I know you can get clutches for cheaper, but to get a lightweight flywheel and a clutch for 160 bucks, too good to pass up. Like I said, I will be the guinea pig for you guys. You may think I'm a giant idiot for putting it in my car. You may also already be in your car. We'll find out later to come, but I think it'll be okay. I'm not gonna lie, having no fenders and no front end looks kind of cool on the car. Maybe for simply cleaning, we'll even paint the engine bay. We'll put the VR6 in, put like a little bit of the radiator support and stuff on. No fenders, no grill, no front end, none of that kind of stuff, and just go like this, simply clean. That'd be fine, right? Just kidding. We're still hoping for that Hail Mary miracle that we get painting. Yeah, I don't want to think about it, but hopefully, fingers crossed. All right, it's game time. I was gonna use that table, but I don't feel like pulling it out, so we're gonna do all this on the floor. And then I also have my factory clutch pressure plate and flywheel here, so we can compare this one with this one. All right, let's get our box opened here. Check out our fancy eBay clutch. No packing peanuts, always a plus. We have some new bolts here. We have our lightweight flywheel. We got another box in here. This should be the actual clutch and pressure plate in here. Instructions. We have our clutch disc here. And then we have our pressure plate. And it's red because red adds more horsepower. We have our alignment tool, I think it's called, and then a new throwout bearing. And that is our kit. Alright, so this is the XTR Stage 1 kit for the VR6 12 valve. Everything you get, your fancy red pressure plate, your clutch disc, and then your light flywheel. This one is 10.8 pounds, I want to say it is. So it's about 8 or so pounds lighter than the factory one, if I'm not wrong. The factory flywheel is like 18 pounds, I want to say, maybe heavier than that. It's a solid thing. So we got bolt instructions, flywheel, clutch disc, our pressure plate, our alignment tool, and our throw-up bearing. Give you guys a little comparison of the OEM clutch set there versus the new one I just got here. This flywheel weighs a ton. It is so heavy, so I'm really glad we got this lightweight one here. You can see this clutch, the clutches I had before, ton of lines and grooves cut into it, and it's down pretty far. It's almost to the rivets, so we did not want to run that again. And then the pressure plate, I don't think there's anything wrong with this, but since this came with it, I got a new one. So I will read you guys the full description that XTR gives about this clutch that I just got. Let's see, we have XTR 4140 chromoly racing flywheel, XTR Stage 1 heavy duty pressure plate, XTR Stage 1 heavy duty organic steel clutch disc, release bearing, alignment tool, installation guide, horsepower rating 300, torque rating 289, this is 228 millimeter, 28 spline, and 10.3 pounds for the flywheel. I said 10.8, I was close. So that's what you get in the kit. All of these nice things, and again, the pressure plate's red. Gonna add horsepower along with my spark plugs over there. So we're at this point, we're at like 2,000 horsepower probably. And this thing's gonna be breaking world record. All jokes aside though, the kit does look very good. It doesn't mean it's gonna perform well, but it looks really nice. I was told that the more rivets you have on the clutch itself makes it, I guess, better or so. This one's got 6. That one only had 4 in it, so I guess that's a step in the right direction. Hopefully it performs as well as reviews on it say. I won't be anywhere near 300 horsepower, so I don't think I'll have any issue with this at all. But like I said before, I put that that eBay clutch in my 2.0 in 2012 and in 2018. I still had no problems, and I drove that car literally all over the place and never had a single issue, so I don't think I'll have any problem with this one at all. Now, aside from all this stuff from the kit, I also have new flywheel bolts here because you want to make sure you have new ones. They come with the blue Loctite already on them, and also have new pressure plate bolts here as well. They gave me a set, but I'm gonna go ahead and use these ones. But before we do anything with the clutch, I need to go through around the engine and get all of the black paint that's on the matting surface here where the transmission meets the actual engine, and get all this sanded off. We want any of the paint actually inside there. Alright, now that all of our sanding is done, the next step is to put our flywheel on. Now, there's one thing to note. All these bolt holes may look the exact same distance from the center, but they're not. One is closer than the rest, and it's this one right here. It may be hard to tell, but if you look, this one is closer to here than all the rest of these. That is our center point. So on the flywheel, there's another hole that's the exact same distance like this one. We want to match up that hole to this one. If you don't do that, everything's not going to line up. It's going to be all types of wrong. So you want to find the one that's the closest to the center, and that's your start point. Quick edit, I also sanded down this section here. Greg said I want to get all the paint off there as well, so all my grounds were perfectly. So now all of this is sanded all the way down to there. Now we should be good to go. Moving over to our new flywheel, we need to find the point that is closest to the center, which looks like it's going to be this one right here. If you look closely, all the rest of them have this certain gap between there, and then this one right here is the closest to the center. So that's gonna be our center point to mount up first. All right, got you guys all set up there. We have our new flywheel here. We have all of our new bolts here. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and find the closest point there, match it with this one here, and get it started by hand. We have our tightening bit here. So I'll get you guys all zoomed on in there so you guys can see what we're working on there. That should be good. Open up our new bolts. These are stretch bolts, so if you ever take these off, you want to replace them. I've talked to some techs at my dealership. They say you can reuse stretch bolts, just tighten them tighter. Whether that works or not, I don't necessarily know, but while it's apart, we're going to put new bolts in. So we're going to find our centermost point again, which is going to be this one right there. You can see it's that one there. Going to that hole there to grab our first bolt. Where'd it go? It's right there. That's our closest one. We're going to go ahead and put this on here like so. Make sure it's on there, and that one should go right there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get all these started by hand, and then after that we will go around with our torque bar and get them all torqued to spec. Get in there. Alright, step 1 is now complete. Alright, so now we're at the stage now. What we're gonna do next is take our ratchet bar here. We're gonna go around in the start pattern, so boom, 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 so on and so forth, all the way around until they're all snug down. And once they're all tight, we'll go back with our breaker bar and torque them down to, I wanna say it's 48 pounds. I'm gonna verify that, but I think it's 48 pounds. And then after that, we can move on to the next step.
Aside from my soul,
voila! Alright, now that we've got all of our bolts tightened in a start pattern, and you want to do a start pattern because it seats it evenly. You don't want to be off axis and doing this number. Whole big headache. So now that's done, we're going to go back with our torque bar and make sure I'll torque down. I just checked, it's 44, not 48. I did 48. I might have snapped or shipped the bolt. Don't know for sure, but 44 foot-pounds of torque for the flywheel bolts. We'll do that, and then after that, we'll move on. Okay, first issue of the night. I cannot find my torque bar, and that's a very, very vital part and tool to this entire operation, so that must be found. Actually, I think it may be on the floor of my lab. Are you in here? Oh, is this it? Ooh, great success. Here we go. Now we're talking. Alright, we are back in business. Let's go. Gonna set our breaker bar here to 44. And then again, go in that start pattern and make sure everything's all snug and tightened up. 44, right about there. Tighten it down. Should be good to go. I thought maybe, just maybe I can get away with it, but that's a no-go. So we're gonna get my big, my breaker bar here, get a socket on this, to the crank on this side here. I think I'm gonna brace it and put it underneath that. I think that should do it, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Got ourselves all braced up here. Let's see if that'll cut it. All right, so fingers crossed. Let's see if this will work. I wanna push it down, or I'll push up into it. There we go. Hey, there we go. One down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to go. Alright, now that all of our bolts are at 44 foot of torque, we want to do an extra half turn to all of them, and then we can move on to the next step. Alright, after we've passed this step here, what we want to do next is clean this flywheel out. I have some brake cleaner here, actually Mopar brake cleaner, because Mopar, no car. We want to make sure there's no grease, oil, debris, anything like that on here. We want it just completely clean, and we want to do the same with the pressure plate here. Alright, we're going to spray her on down, and then wipe it all off. We want it to be nice and clean, no dirt, no debris, no nothing. Get you a paper towel here. Wipe everything down. Make sure everything's nice and clean. Now that both our flywheel and our pressure plate are clean, we're going to use our alignment tool here, get the clutch plate centered, and then put our pressure plate over that and get it all bolted up together. So we have our new clutch disc here and our alignment tool. We want to have the raised side or the spring side facing outward. If you put it in this way, you're going to have some serious issues. It probably won't even work. So we want to have it this way. So we're going to do, grab your tool, slide it through there, and then slide this into the center of the flywheel. Make sure that's in snug. That'll in. That should be good. And that will center our clutch plate to the flywheel. Once your clutch disc is centered, we're going to take our pressure plate here and line it up with our 1, 2, and 3 little dowel pins. I'm going to slide it right over the top here. And you want to go ahead and line it up with the, if you look at the pressure plate, there are bigger holes that are for the bolts, and there are small holes, 1, let's see, 2, and 3. Those ones go to your dowel pins. Over the center here, we're going to go ahead and line it on up. Once our pressure plate is on, we want to use our new bolts here and go around the 6 holes and hand tighten it first. And same thing, we want to do our start pattern and press it in evenly onto the clutch plate, the clutch disc. We don't want to have anything pressing unevenly, this and that. And I believe you want to torque these down to 15 foot-pounds, I believe. I know the red doesn't actually do anything, but like, it looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie, it looks dope. The red's sick. Even though it's gonna be covered up, you won't ever see it again, it looks dope. So we're gonna do a round in a start pattern again, and we're gonna snug it down firmly first, and then go back with our breaker bar and torque it all down. This is also a 9mm, if you're wondering. I'm just gonna go ahead and get them started here before I use the ratchet. Make sure they're all snug first. Alright, now that they're all snug down, I'm gonna use my ratchet here, get a couple turns on each one to make sure it's going down evenly, and then after they're tight, we'll use the torque bar and make sure they're all torqued to spec, because torque specs are everything. Now that we're touching on all sides right here, the pressure plate has met the flywheel there. You can see it's touching there and also down there. Now that all those are as flat as they can be, go back on the torque bar, torque with the spec. We are going to adjust this down from 44 because that will snap all of my bolts and be no good. We want to go down to 15, which is going to be right about there, I'd say. We're going to tighten it up. Alright, same start pattern, and good. Voila! Now that everything's nice and tight, we can go ahead and pull out our alignment tool here. And voila! Clutch. That was probably one of the easiest installs I've ever done. Granted, the transmission is obviously off of the car and the engine is out of the car, making everything a world of ease to myself. But either way, putting the clutch onto the engine itself was super simple. Tighten bolts, torque specs, align everything. I mean, it's really simple to do, so not a hard job. Now, whenever it goes in the car, we just wait and see how it performs. I think it'll be fine. Let me try this thing. If you're running an eBay clutch, let me know how you like it. If you're running a higher up clutch, Exetti, any of those things, let me know how they fare. But I think this clutch will be just fine. And it's red. Like, what could possibly go wrong? It's red. Coming together very nicely. Look at her in all of her VR6 glory. So tomorrow morning, once Will is back in the shop at Euro Tuning, I'll get my new injector O-rings ordered and also my fuel on my power steering pump pulley, and hopefully the bolts, so they have them. And then after that, I need to get the my metal coolant reservoir ordered as well. I'll do all this week, and then after that, that's basically it. We're basically, it's there. Just need a car to put it in. Someone commented on my Instagram, I think today it was, that this is the longest VR swap in history, which everyone might be. Even though, I mean, I bought this engine 3 years ago, which is a very long time to do an engine swap, but up until like maybe maybe less than that, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I really didn't like start on this. I mean, in the time that I've had this and I didn't work on this, I bagged the car, I did the Vacaros, I did the entire interior, I painted the entire car, I got the cox vent over rear spoiler. I did a lot of other things that I had more priority to me than doing this. But now that all of that stuff is done, and I built the Zobbers, now that all of that stuff is done, now we're on to this. So yes, it's taken a long time, but in the time that I've actually like put a lot of like all my attention to just this, it hasn't taken too long. And you have to remember, building an engine like this, even though this isn't like a crazy high horsepower VRT build, I've built this engine from the bottom to the top. Every bolt, gasket, all that kind of stuff, from literally the drain bolt to the top, is either new or been cleaned and replaced, this and that. There's a lot of money that goes into rebuilding an engine. The swap cost me $450, which isn't that bad. That's super cheap. The rebuild from bottom to top was like $960. All the parts that I bought from Euro Tuning, like, we're probably, realistically, it's closer to, I would say, the $2,000 marker. So, and just stuff on the engine, probably more than that, and stuff that I still have to get. But for the most part, I mean, it's a lot of money to spend building this. And I'm not one of the big car YouTubers. Like, I don't go and work on my car every single day. I wish I could. I would love to, that's my dream to do that. But we're not there yet. I still work a job. I work 2 jobs every day of the week. I work like 16 or so hours every single day, Monday through Friday. And I really only work on the car Saturday, Sunday, and Friday night for the most part. So I think I've done pretty good with the time that I have to actually work on my car and how much I'm working in other things. I think I'm doing just all right. I have to say the grind the last few months has been absolutely insane, between pulling the 2.0 and selling that, shaving the bay, all the stuff doing with this. It's just been, it's been a lot of stuff, but it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing this stuff, and like I said, I make mistakes, I may say the wrong thing. It might take me a little while, but I can still say I'm the one out here in the garage, putting hours and hours into this, putting hours into my bay, putting hours into just the vehicle that I love, and not everyone can say they do that. So I feel very proud when I say that I did just about everything with this car. So I'm gonna end the video here. I'm exhausted. It's Sunday night. Gotta be up for work early tomorrow morning. I really don't want to go, but gotta make the money to support Miley's endless need of parts. Don't forget, be there for every single day. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos. Everyone who's supporting me and saying you can make it by Simply Clean, I really appreciate it. I have a backup plan, another guy in St. Cloud who might be able to do my car as well. So if Nana falls through, we're to go with him. If he can do it, everyone's kind of busy. Simply Clean's coming up. Everyone's trying to get their cars done. But thank you guys for the prayers. I just really hope all this work, all of these long nights and long days, I just want to see this car running and driving as the Civic clean. That's just the goal. I just want to see it there. So continue to say your prayers. Again, don't forget to thank for every single day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next weekend. Peace. There's always such a mess to clean up.